So, good evening. Good evening. I hope everybody's well. Yes, I am late again. Listen, I'll be late for my own funeral. Never on time for anything, really. But in fact, the only thing I am ever on time for is catching a plane. Anything else, or a train, that's about it. Anything else, I'm always late. Thank you to JohnGat82 for your generous donation, mate. What's up, Lee? I'm a steady traveller to Spain myself. I have to say, you have got to start pronounce double L instead of J, like in Estrella. It's Estrella. Estrella. That's very true, actually. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Whereabouts in Spain do you go? Big up everybody else in the chat as well. Abamon was the first in the chat. Big up to you. But we're going to go through some of the manager odds. These are the odds I've just seen. I'm not going to do a massively long stream. My throat is killing me. I can barely talk. So, yeah, got a massive ulcer on the back of my tongue, on the side of my tongue. It keeps grinding against my tooth. So yeah, it's a struggle to talk, which is probably a good thing for most of you who don't like listening to my voice. So there we go. But yeah, the manager odds. I'm not going to bother going on about who I want as manager. I think everybody knows that now. So let's go through each of these managers in order of their latest odds. Big up everyone already in the chat. There's over 150 if you're watching live as well, so appreciate it. Thank you. Right, Mikel Arteta is the favourite, 4-1 favourite at the moment. I don't know what the fascination is with this guy. I don't know why. Maybe it's because he's sat next to Pep for 3 years. But yeah, he is currently the 4-1 favourite, which I think is, I think that's, well, listen, I don't want Mikel Arteta. I don't want another project. I don't want another guy that's never, not managed a football club. Yeah, just because he sat next to Pep doesn't mean he's qualified to manage Arsenal Football Club. So for me, no thank you. Second on the list, 11-2, which is basically 5.5-1. Maurizio Pochettino. Oh dear. We all know I'll be Poch out if that happens. Anybody who's watched my last few streams knows that. Why are we taking their cast off? Don't want him. Third favourite, 6-1. Massimiliano Allegri. Yeah, I think for me, that's not a bad option, but it's not the title winning manager or the title challenge manager for me. But that's better than the first two, in my opinion. And yeah, I'm 6-1. I don't know. Maybe put your money on it. This is something that I would be open to. And that is Nuno Espirito Santo, 10-1. Now, somebody called me out on this the other day. I don't know if he's watching my video now, my stream now. But somebody called me out and said in my comment section, how comes you wouldn't take Brendan Rodgers, but you would take Nuno Espirito Santo, right? Well, my answer to that was this. Brendan Rodgers managed Liverpool and he bottled a title. He then went to the easiest league in the world in Scotland, where any of us could go and manage Celtic to a title when Rangers were way down in different division when he took over, by the way. He's then gone to Leicester, who they're not a massive football club. They're a big club. They're not a massive football club. They're not a powerhouse like we're supposed to be. But they are a big football club, and he has got on playing very good football. Now, for me, that is about his level. A club of that size. He couldn't handle the pressure at Liverpool. Liverpool was too big a club for him. So for me, I don't think that if he came to Arsenal, yeah, he might get us playing good football, but we ain't ever going to win nothing with him. Yeah, just be good to watch. Whereas Nuno Espirito Santo, and this is why I'm different with him, he's taken a small club, right? And that's no disrespect to Wolves. They are a small club, right? They've got a big fan base, but they're a small club in terms of size, financial income, stuff like that, right? He has taken them from the Championship to the Premier League and qualified them for Europa League in his first season. His second season, they're not doing really great right now, but they're steadied the ship. They're getting better. And I think he's got the capabilities to go on and be a top-class manager. Whereas Brendan Rodgers has been in and around the game, managed quite a few football clubs, and yeah, not really convinced me, if I'm being honest. Wolves are fifth in the league. Well, there you go. Sorry, that's right. They are fifth in the league. They had a bad start. They lost the first 3 games or 2 out of 3 games or something. So, yeah. So look at what that manager's done, right? The Europa League, they're doing well in the Europa League. They got there in their first season after getting promoted from the Championship. They beat pretty much every big team in the league. Tottenham, Arsenal, Man United, they beat twice. I think they drew with City or beat City. So yeah, every single time they went up against a bigger club, a big top 6 club, they played really, really well. And he's gotten playing good football, but it's also winning football. And they were very, very near getting to a final as well. So for me, that'd be a very good manager in my opinion. Now, drawing with him at 10-1 is Patrick Vieira. T-Bone says bring Neves with him all day long. That geezer's a baller, bruv. Absolute baller. Patrick Vieira is 10-1. Joint with him. Now, as much as I love Patrick Vieira, I don't want him anywhere near manager. Don't want him anywhere near it. Right? We've seen today. I watched a little bit of Goldbridge's stream. There was 26,000 people watching that at one point, and the comments were going ping, 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 Ollie out. Yeah, this is a club legend of their football club. Half of their fans don't want him there. Yeah, and he said something, right, which stuck with me. Goldbridge. He said, "We're playing the same type of football we played a year ago under Jose Mourinho, but everybody wanted Jose out. So why do only a third or a quarter or a half or whatever it may be of the fan base want Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out?" And the reason that is because he's a club legend and they don't want to abuse him. So let's assume that Patrick Vieira comes in as Arsenal manager and the results don't change. Well, we're just going to go, yeah, cool, because it's Patrick Vieira. Not for me. Stay doing what you're doing in France, bro. If you're doing all right. Next on the list, 12-1, Freddy Ljungberg. Again, same thing. Don't want him. An ex-player. Maybe give it to him now, just until the end of the season, because I think he'll get better out of the squad, just because they'll have a little bit more respect for him than they will for Unai Emery. But at the same time, same rule applies. Excuse me. I can barely talk. Same rule applies. I don't want to end up hating him. I don't want to have to sit here and come on a stream and go, right, that's it. I've seen enough. I want Freddie out, blah, blah, blah. No. I want to remember Freddie for what I remember him for. And that was for being a sick footballer. Yeah, that helped us win titles and helped us win trophies and scored so many goals, good goals against big teams at big times of a season to elevate us to titles and trophies. I don't want to sit here and have to cuss him. So no, not for me. Next at 14-1, which is a lot of you guys' first choice, and that is Rafa Benitez. Now, I'll take Rafa. I'll take him all day long. Yeah. I'm warming to the idea more than I was maybe a month ago, but he is in China and he's never broken a contract in his life. So would he break that contract, that big money that he's getting paid to manage out there? Would he break that contract to come back to the Premier League for Arsenal? I'm not so sure he would. You know, it's not just about the money. Listen, the guy's a multi-millionaire. How much more does he need? But for me, I just think that that's probably going to be the hardest one to get out of all of these on this list, because he's never broken a contract. He's always respected his contracts. Even at Newcastle, he could have left so many different times, but he didn't. Next on the list, Brendan Rodgers. Well, I've just explained why I don't want Brendan Rodgers. He's 16-1. Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe is 16-1. Chig's favourite. Chig loves Eddie Howe. I don't know why. Big fish in a small pond down at Bournemouth. Fully in his comfort zone. Ain't got the mentality to go and manage a massive football club and come in and not be out of his depth, in my opinion. Just because they play half-decent football don't mean he's going to do that with us. How many of the players at Arsenal would respect him? Not many. They'd be like, Eddie who? What did he ever do as a player? What has he really done as a manager? Yes, he's done well with Bournemouth. He stayed with them. He got him promoted and went back and all this rubbish, yeah. But at the same time, have they ever kicked on and ever got themselves up that table towards ever getting in the Europa League? Nah, they're just a mid to bottom half table team. And when you compare that to Wolverhampton Wanderers and the job he's done at Wolverhampton, Espirito Santo, light years ahead of Eddie Howe. Not for me. Don't want him. Jig, sorry, mate. I know you're probably crying now. And then 16-1 as well, Niko Kovac, sacked from Bayern Munich the other week after getting spanked 5-1 by a team that we're playing on Thursday. So, yeah, that should be fun. And again, I don't want him either. So the only couple on that list that I'd potentially take are Allegri and Espirito Santo. But I'm going to read out some of your comments. I'm not assuming Freddie would fail, Joe. But at the end of the day, he's not going to be if ever and ever and ever, because it will go bad. And let's be real here. What light at the end of the tunnel is there to suggest that somebody who's never managed a first team before in his life is going to come in and everything's going to be fine and he's going to get everything rocking? I don't know. I don't know. Listen, Frank Lampard went to Derby. He started off down the leagues, and he had Derby rocking. But ultimately, he didn't get them promoted, and he should have done, because they were one of the best teams in the league last season. And he failed. He, off of the back of that failure, got the job at Chelsea, and he's got them doing all right. They're doing very well at the minute. He's brought through the youth. Yeah, he's doing all right. And that's just a one-off, in my opinion. I don't think Freddie or Patrick... people were saying to me the other week about Thierry Henry. Did they not see what he did at Monaco? He bought Cesc and then got sacked. Do you know what I mean? That was pretty much all he did at Monaco. And people were suggesting him to be Arsenal manager. Just because they were a good player doesn't mean they're going to be a good manager. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, like I said, is a glorified PE teacher. Yeah, the geezer ain't good enough to manage a club of Man United size. He was a good enough player to play for him. And for me, Freddy Ljungberg, he might or might not do a good job, but I don't want him to be manager. I think that, I just think that give it to somebody who has actually managed a football team. Somebody that has actually either managed over here or managed a big football team. So for me, the only two on that list I've read out are Espirito Santo, who's done mad stuff with Wolverhampton Wanderers, got them into Europe, got them playing really good football, scared up every single big team they played last season, or Allegri, who's managed a massive football club in Juventus. Rafa Benitez as well. I'll take him. They're the three I'll take. He's managed Chelsea. I remember his debut at Chelsea as manager. Rafa outsigns at Stamford Bridge when they played Man City. Everyone booing him all the way from the tunnel to the touchline. Yeah. The end of that season, how many Chelsea fans were booing when they lifted the FA Cup and the Europa League? He's a good manager. He's a very good manager. Thank you, Rabadam. One of the most legendary managers I've ever is currently managing Leeds. I feel he's often overlooked in these discussions because he's in the Championship. They're doing all right. I can't lie. They're doing all right, Leeds United. It'd be nice to have them back up. I might actually go if they go to that game, because I've never been out in Leeds before. I can't even lie. Big up everyone asking me how my day is. It's been all right apart from my banging sore throat. Thank you to over 550 watching live. Do drive the likes through the roof for me, please. Let me read out some of these comments because flying in. Big up my boy Flozanelli. Hope you're good, bruv. I hope you're good. And big up Kartik. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is shit. Yes, he is. Yeah, it was funny because I turned Goldbridge's stream off at 3-2. And then somebody texted me and said they've equalised in stoppage time. And by the time I got it back onto his stream had ended. I bet he was fuming. Simon says I'd take Rafa. Tasno, evening to you. I'd take an elite. I want an elite manager. Neil Warnock. That's Claude's choice. Big up, Claude. Bring George Graham back, says Gary. Bruv, trust me, I'd love George Graham to come back here. Yeah, he wouldn't have none of this namby-pamby crap that they're doing now. Yeah, he'd make them into men, mate. Wenger, says Nicholas. Pass the blunt, bruv. Seriously, we ain't taking him back. Bring Wenger back to Arsenal, says Abracad Titus. No. Allegri wouldn't cope in the Premier League. Do you know what? It's funny you saying that, right? Spurs 13, because a very good friend of mine's a Tottenham fan. He texted me exactly the same earlier. He said he's only ever managed in Italy. He'd flop. So you got a point, I suppose. Maybe that would happen. Have you changed your mind on Jose yet? Let me ask you that. Big up Adam Campbell. Allegri is coming. Harry Potter said so. I know exactly what you're on about. That's jokes. That is actually jokes. Come back, Wenger, all is forgotten. Come on, man. What is this Wenger talk? Uncle Wenger in. You lot are crazy. Would you take Zidane or Mancini, says Jake. No, Zidane. It's not easy when you ain't got Ronaldo, is it? And Mancini, definitely not. Definitely not. Where was that one that I've just missed? I missed it. Where's it gone? Oh, God, I can't see it. It's gone. Somebody was talking about Ancelotti. Ian Holloway in, says Cash Chuckers. Yeah, let Wenger be, says Kartik. But Bielsa, yeah, listen, Bielsa's a good manager, man. He is a good manager, Simon. But I don't know. Let's see if he does all right by the end of the season, and maybe go from there. Marco Silva, definitely not Bombardier Dash. Definitely not. Raul said Emery is his man and will back him to the hill, says Flozanelli. Well, listen, they're both Spanish. He did have a hand in the process, and maybe convinced Gazidis. Maybe they knew Gazidis was leaving at that point, and maybe he had the choice to pick. I don't know. But one thing I do know is that he should be sacked. He should be sacked, and he ain't. Watch Sean Dyche's interviews, his proper jokes. Well, my man's voice is so deep, yeah, it's like he smoked 50 Rothmans a day. Seriously, it's like, yeah, listen, right, what it is, we defend, and we're basically a B-Tech Stoke City. Maybe we should get him as manager. At least we'd defend properly. United fan here, absolutely sad to see both of these top clubs at this stage, says Friv Atsa. I hope I got that right. Yeah, I said this to a friend the other day, mate. It is sad. It is tragic that both of our clubs that used to fight for titles are now languishing down so low in the table. It is quite tragic, mate. It's quite sad, isn't it? Especially when you see and look up and see the likes of Sheffield United, Wolves, Leicester. No disrespect to them three teams, but they're all above us. And look at the size of our clubs. Look how much more money we have. You'd think that we'd do better with the resources. Just because Joachim Low sniffs his nuts don't mean he's shit manager. I don't want him either. Don't want him either, mate. Why don't we get the RB Salzburg manager? Jesse March says triumph. Well, that's a shout. He could bring half of the squad with him if he wants, because they're better than us at the minute. Steve Bruce or Tim Sherwood. You look crazy. Good evening, Joanne. I hope you're good, darling. Can anyone see what I can see? Emery looks like Columbo. I used to love that program. Hey, have you met my wife? That's what he used to always say every episode. Have you met my wife? And just one more thing. I used to love that program growing up. That and the A-Team were my thing. They were the ones. I'm showing my age here, really, aren't I? Some of your comments are mad. Have you seen the fourth kit? Have we actually got a fourth kit, Miguel? I haven't seen it. No, I didn't know we had a fourth kit. Alan Kirbishley says Roy Cropper. Listen, 600 people watching live. I'm going to go for about another 5 minutes here. After that, Guna Eagle Eye is going to be live. So once I'm done on here in 5 minutes, go over to Guna Eagle Eye and show him some love on his stream. Have you seen the fifth? No, I haven't, Kartik. I'll be honest, mate. I ain't even got a TV, mate. I'll be straight up. I ain't even got a TV. I don't watch TV. I ain't watched TV for years. The only thing I watch on TV is football, and I can do that on my Mac. So I don't need a TV. There's nothing worth watching. So yeah, I haven't seen it. I don't go to cinema, really. It bores me, if I'm being honest. If I don't get into a film just like that in 5 minutes, I don't want to watch it. But why'd you keep Justice? Why'd you keep asking me that question, bruv? Come on. What sort of question is that? Last time you said 5 minutes, you carried on for half an hour. Nah, my throat, man, seriously. It is killing me today. I can hardly talk. Mate. So yeah, it will be about 5 minutes, then we're getting out of it. Patrick Vieira, improper leader, and the players would listen to him. They would listen to him, but is he any good tactically? I'm not so sure. Do you think we'll make top six? Not if they don't sack Emery. I think we'll finish outside the top six. So yeah. Cameron trying to trick me with a Wenger or Poch. Neither. I'd rather us have the caretaker manager. Troops as manager. Yeah, I see his fan cam. I've seen on his Instagram everyone tagging him as well. It's too funny, man. From a Man United fan, I think that Simeone is the only manager who can fix your team. Those players need to kick up the arse. They're more interested in social media than football. That's a great point, mate. Well said, mate. Miko Meister. That is a fantastic point. Because most of them are just interested in social media. Like I said, right, Hector Bellerin coming out with the war cries. Oh, come on, let's all stick together. Let's all rally round each other and love each other, because we're not going to win unless we all love each other. Then he drops a 1 out of 10 and we draw. Well done, mate. Yeah, well done, mate. All well and good coming out saying it. All well and good putting up your little fashion stuff. And cool, you can do whatever you want in your spare time. Yeah, do whatever you want. And I'm not just singling them out. There's loads of them. Mesut Ozil with his PR game on point. Aubameyang, always on social media. When was the last time he actually scored? When was the last time? 4, 5, 6 games ago, whatever it may be. So yeah, it's all well and good coming out saying all this talk. How about just walk the talk instead of talking the talk? You know what I'm saying? When it's going well, cool, do whatever you're doing. Yeah, when it's not going well, yeah, shut the F up and just get on with the game and roll your sleeves up instead of talking about all the fans and the players need to stick together. Yeah? Well, did you do that when you turned your back yesterday, Hector, and let them walk straight through you? Well, mate, put us 1-0 down. It's time for match day going fans to make a noise in the Emirates. It will be televised worldwide and maybe change will happen. Sing songs about Emery. The board also need to empty the Emirates. Listen, the only way we get rid of this manager, by the looks of it, is not going. I was there for the last couple of seasons of Wenger, mate. And yeah, the fans were getting less and less on a match day. I remember we played Man City. There was about 25,000 in the ground. As soon as David Silva put them 2-0 up, half of them left. I remember there was a guy stood in front of me. He was one of the biggest Wenger ins I've ever met. Yeah. Even he walked out. He was like, that's it. I've had enough. I was fully pissing myself laughing at him. I was like, oh, you can't give up on Wenger, mate. And that's when you knew it was coming to an end, properly coming to an end, when his biggest fans were walking out. And listen, Emery ain't even got any fans. You got no fans? You want some? Maybe we should get him as manager. He's got more fight in him than half of our team. We need a Premier League proven manager, says Snazzy Panda. Well, there you go. Rafa or Espirito Santo. Are you going to watch Arsenal ever again? Of course I am, man. Of course I am. Cool. Why wouldn't I? Get Graham Potter in, says Dylan. Well, he'd do better than Emery right now, wouldn't he? Right, I'm going to wrap up in about 2 minutes. Chris Hughton. No, we don't want any Tottenham reject. We don't want any of them. Anyone who's been sacked from Tottenham, don't want them. If they weren't good enough for Tottenham, they ain't good enough for Arsenal. Simple as that. So, yeah, don't want any of them. Ranieri's a good shout. Well, he's won a Premier League. So, yeah, that I still don't want him. Simeone speaks English, breaking it. Does he actually speak English? I don't think he did. Lee, you have more fans than Emery. I've also got more haters as well, mate. Get Lee as manager. Well, listen, I'll do a better job because trust me, I'll drop all the little prima donnas that think they're saying when they ain't, and I'd start playing a couple of the youngsters over them. Ollie will be available soon. Ronald Koeman. 3 of you in a row have said Ronald Koeman. That's pretty mad, eh? You've all done that in a row. Don't know about him. John, that's jokes. Jon Snow, breaking news. Maitland Niles promises his mum a 1-bedroom house in Croydon if she assaults Emery after training tomorrow. He's set to be released by the club. Mate, that's a bit below the belt, but that made me laugh. Yeah. That is a bit below the belt, but it was funny, mate. Antonio Conte. Evening to you, Chris. Hope you're good, mate. I don't want Antonio Conte. Simeone's my choice, says Stephen Hawke. Emery looks like Dracula. Listen, I'm going to get myself out of here. I'm going to try and rest my voice and my throat. Daily transfer update will be out tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Couple of players I'm going to speak about in that one. 2 wingers, actually. 2 wingers. One of them is going to cost stupid money. and the other one's not going to cost anything. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. Don't forget, follow the Facebook page. I'd appreciate that. Link in the description. Go and follow Guna Eager Live right now. That link is in the description, and he's going live. Yeah, so all go and check out his channel right now, and fully spam the shit out of the comment section saying Lee sent me, Lee sent me, Lee sent me, Lee sent me, and yeah, Lee Gunner 82 on Instagram as well. Show some love on all platforms. I'd appreciate it. And yeah, thanks very much. I'm going to get myself out of it, and I will be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Keep your eyes peeled for that. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Laters, peeps.